of God from my God. Why am I a sinner? I'm not a sinner then. So if you choose to be Islamic or you choose to be a Christian, the books are there for you. You read through from the head to the tail, from the beginning to the end. Read through it all as many times you can, which way that you can stick. Then you will realize that, are you in obedience or are you not in obedience? If you are not in obedience, then you have to really think it through. That what am I doing? What are you doing to yourself? Because you must be in obedience with the laws, with whatever it is that your God has told you, for you to declare yourself as a Muslim or as a Christian. But for you to sort of live a hypocritical, hypocrisy, hypocrite sort of hypocrite kind of religion, or hypocrite kind of way of fellowship, is not going to end you well, in especially the heaven that the book or the fellowship promises you of. But what good will you do to yourself to be in such a midst of, put yourself in such a situation where you know that you are not going to end up achieving the aim that is the whole institution is determined to achieve. You just feeling you want to be part of a group, then you want to be part of a group, okay. But what will be the great sense of achievement, or what will be the benefit of joining a group and not achieving whatever it is that you're meant to achieve? So it does matter to me that when I choose something, or I become part of anything, that I follow through with it. It's either you're in or you're out. I am not driving anybody out. You are not driving. I am out. I'm not trying to pull you also to come out. I'm only advising you. If you consider it as an advice, I'm only pointing you. I'm unveiling certain facts. Then you take the decision yourself. So when I unveil it to you and you see, because most of the time people don't even have time to read, to find out what it is. So if I unveil what I know, there are others also unveiling, other people also pulling things out. It's not just me, I'm sure there are others, because I discover some of them from others who also chose to sort of open up to some of the facts. So I'm sure there are many out there who are also opening up. Take your time. When you find one like this or any other, take your time, find out. It might not look relevant to you, but it is very relevant. If you consider it very irrelevant and you sort of put it aside, then you have a great burden over your head. And mine as well. Because whatever it is that you're into, the negativities will have some impact on me in a distant place or whichever, or in a closer place. So it's better that we look at it carefully. Because if you allow yourself to be convinced by something which should not convince you, you can see that you find yourself in a stupid state. And I don't think anybody want to be in that situation. We have to allow God to be God. We have to know that what we are doing is real. If we say an ultimate one, is there one true God? There is, or there isn't. It's a straightforward answer. How do I figure it out? How do I figure it out? How can I come out to say that there is one true God? Those are the ways we are looking at. We are unveiling things, and that will help us also to decide to know that this is God. This is who God is. This is how we can discover God. This is how we can discover our faith. This is how we can come to a conclusion of some confidence in our life according to whatever it is that we submit ourselves to, or we sort of believe to be existing. We can't just go about and say, oh, there's no need for that. We cannot, allow ourselves to be deluded by anything. We stick to what we are already into. We go on to whatever we are doing. And we believe that it is from God. What it is that makes you believe, I don't know. I just believe because my father told me, or my mother told me, or my friend told me. That bullshit, you don't need that in your life anymore, especially if you're old enough. If you look at it and it is not so, you have to be honest about it. It is not so. And I expect that from the heads of the institution, those who know better. I expect that, but you cannot go before somebody who has achieved a lot as a due to his position and let things like this out. They have a very good, academical, yeah, mindset to the whole idea. And that is what they base everything on. They have big definitions for whatever it is that they stand for, and they always find ways to sort of get a good reason, or adjust things in such a way that it may make sense for it to sort of be fixed somewhere, to be embraced by society or by laws. So they are there to sort of make sure that, yeah, the religion is there, but can we fix this in there? Can we mix it with our social life? Can we mix it with politics? Can we do that? Then they find words that can adjust, and changing the entire book, which is not meant to be changed or touched. But on realizing these things, they don't know that this is the actions that they are taking that's also bringing a strong effect into our life, because they are still finding ways to encourage the very things that they have. You see, who asked you to commit anyway? Who asked you to become a Muslim or a Christian or anything? If you're a baby, it's understandable. But when you grow up and you're a big man like you, like me, or like anybody, who asked you? That's what you ask yourself. Who asked you? And some people even don't, since they are just that and they know their period, they are linked to it, to any religion. They grow up not necessarily focusing on the very things over their life, which is regarding their let's say their profession or their occupation, whichever way it is. And they just go to school, they do whatever they have to do, achieve whatever they have to achieve. And when you ask them, yes, I am a Catholic background, I'm a Christian, but that's all there is to it. I'm a Christian and I go to the church and I do all that I need to do, and the rest of it is just my occupation, concentrating on that and keeping myself away from things that I feel they just take some simple basic things of life, and that's it, of the religion or the faith, and that's it. They don't go to check, they don't verify whether this is true or not. As I said, if you open the Bible and you start reading and you have a mindset mindset of thinking that, of accepting that it is the word of God, that's the first error. You take the Quran, you do the same thing. Oh, it is Allah, it's from Allah. That is the first error. If anybody is speaking to you, you first think about what the person is saying. You find out, is it true or not? The same approach you need when you read a book, or you read a holy book or history book, or whichever way it is. Is it true? No matter what, find out the source of it. Is it authentic? Is it? Yeah, we have some things that we use to find out whether it's true or not. Okay, that's one step ahead. You have something that makes you find out whether it's true or not. Yes, then you have to figure out whether that thing does exist and that thing really have got some real truth around it. So I won't want Quran or a Muslim to come and convince me without logically proving to me that the Quran is the word of Allah. And I wouldn't want, and even if it's the word of Allah, whether Allah is the ultimate supreme God of the whole universe, whether Allah is the same as Jehovah. And my questions are very clear if you watch the video. If Allah is the same as Jehovah, is the same as Jehovah, then we have questions to ask. We have really real serious questions to ask Allah or Jehovah. That why has he cancelled the Muslims against the Christians? Why did he cancel the Christians? Jehovah, why Jehovah canceled the Christians against, the one supreme God canceling his own creation against each other? Why would he do that? What is the benefit of it? He also said that, will it profit me to harm you or to destroy you? There are questions that you will have to ask yourself when you read these books. If you are one of them who thinks that the entire book is from one God, why is he changing his approach? Why is he setting confusion among you people or among us by making us, have opinions that are diverse, are not merging but falling apart from each other? So we have to know. If you then have to don't